This is Jaden's Videos, and today we are at Michael's, looking at their Halloween for 2023. I know I've made a few videos showing Michael's stuff already, but not all of it. So this video is showing everything they have, and then you see the whole package. So as you can see, they have a really cool display. They always have a cool display, and this year is no exception. There's a lot of different stuff that we gotta go through here, but here's all the craft stuff. I'm just gonna go over it because there's so much. It would take forever to look at everything individually, but here is all the craft stuff. A lot of cool things. These little coffins have been around for a long time. Just stuff that you can paint. Over here is the more tinsel-like decor. There's wreaths and there's cats and some more tinsel things. And then of course we have all the pillows. I really like some of these pillows. This jack-o'-lantern one's neat. I like the bat right there. He's cool. And that cat is cool. A lot of cool stuff. And the pillows. This cat's really cool too. This might be my favorite. I really like this cat. And I like the haunted house one as well. Looks kind of like a ticket, which is cool. Looks like a ticket to a haunted house. Here's some hanging things, some ghosts and little hanging brooms. Over here a bunch more hanging ghosts and some decor. This is the electric collection, which I made a video looking over this separately when it was one of the only things that they had. So that's why this video is going over everything. But there's a lot of like neon type stuff in this decor collection, as you can see. And stuff that looks like neon lights basically. And I think it's pretty cool. These guys are cool. I really like him. And then some hangers. This is like their most classic Halloween collection that they have this year, but there are some things that look a little different mixed in. That ghost pillow's cool, that bat one's cool. All of this stuff. Not a big fan of that wreath, very vibrant colors, but I get it. It goes with their collection that they've got going on. A lot of cool things here. Happy Halloween. A lot of cool, bright neon things. That moon is supposed to be in a different collection, but they have it over here. There's a ghost family. These little guys. A lot of stuff. There's also a bunch of yard stakes. There's some metal ones, as well as some wooden ones. Let's wrap around here. Yeah, they look like all the same ones, but there's a lot of wooden ones. There's some cats and pumpkins. Now this looks like a lot of their like already pre-crafted stuff. So some of the cool things that you can get that are already pre-made. This is garland. There's some more garland, and then there's some of the wreaths that are pre-made. And some plants. Those plants are cool. And pumpkins and all sorts of cool stuff like that. These guys I did show in another video, these dressed up animals. Not really my type of thing, but they're kind of funny. They're cool looking. I like them. I like the dog. I really like the dog. He's cute. Little devil dog. May just be because I like devils. The pumpkin fox is cool too. I didn't see him before when I showed these. And I don't know if that's a cat or a fox, but it's wearing bat mask and wing. Here's a lot of the wreaths and picks and stuff that they had very early on when they started getting their stuff. It still looks like they have a big supply of it, and it's all 40% off now. There it all is. Over here, I didn't show any of these yet in previous videos, but this is my favorite collection that they have. It's like the gothic, they call it Witch's Lair. It's very like gothic though, but it's gothic with like Sleepy Hollow in it, because it's got like artists mixed in. So as you can see here, it's like Mary Shelley, Edgar Allan Poe, and Washington Irving. So there's stuff for those different, not artists, authors is what I meant to say. So there's a lot of Edgar Allan Poe. There's also Sleepy Hollow stuff for Washington Irving. As you can see, Edgar Allan Poe. And the Sleepy Hollow stuff, I love the Sleepy Hollow sign. It's super cool. Now this is really cool. This is basically an Edgar Allan Poe type thing. It's the Raven. He's got a monocle. It's a bust. I think that's pretty awesome. And this is awesome too. Ichabod Crane's tombstone. I love that. And I also love this Sleepy Hollow pillow. I love the Sleepy Hollow stuff. I really hope they do more of that in future years. There's a lot of it. The Raven stuff too. All the Edgar Allan Poe. It's kind of weird they only chose the Raven for the Edgar Allan Poe stuff. I think they would choose like, you know, the Telltale Heart, Pit and Pendulum too. Here's some of these author things. Edgar Allan Poe and Washington Irving. Here's Edgar Allan Poe on a toilet. I don't know what's going on there. And then a typewriter with Nevermore. It's Edgar Allan Poe. More Edgar Allan Poe. There's an Edgar Allan Poe head thing. There's a Raven portrait, clock, shelf. Some more of the witch stuff, which ties into what this line is supposed to represent. So that's that. Some witch boots. This apothecary shelf is pretty cool. More pillows. Skeletons, potions. This guy is pretty cool with the butterflies in there. And some book stacks and, of course, witch potion bottles. So this is the more witchy stuff. I really like this. This black cat shelf is really cool. I have a coffin one like that. There's the things that you put in it can't be very big though. It's not very big spaces there. There's a skull. There's a witch canvas. The witch is in. Some more witch boots. Some more signs. There's some pillows. And then these are cool. These keep coming back every year. The frontal lobe. Like it's not a friend head, but it's like a diagram head. Those pillows are nice with the cats. There's some witches and a raven. I like this black cat. I like his orange eyes. This is a cool sign, Witch House. And this one has a base so it can stand or hang. So that's pretty neat. I actually really like it. So it says 1642. Very Salem witch-like, which I appreciate. And up here, this guy's really cool. This cat head with the mouse, his mouth and his eyes light up yellow. And then a witch hat. I like that witch hat quite a bit. And there's a wreath. Over here is like the more whimsical stuff. Some of it's cool, some of it I don't really care for, but we're gonna walk through. I'll point out the things I do care for. Some of it's a little too cutesy for my taste, but some of this type of stuff I've always wanted to get and use for Valentine's Day because it honestly fits it. That's pretty cool looking. There's a bat. This is cool too. It's like a tray thing, but it's got a skull. It's the top of a skull. So there's different colors for that. Pillows and some bright, vibrant skulls. This thing's interesting. There's some mushrooms. There's a lot of mushroom type stuff. Mushrooms are weird, I guess. And this little head in here is pretty neat. A lot of cool stuff. Some plants. Now that's a new plant variation. We've seen that one in the past. That one's newer looking. I like these bats. And then there's some tabletop versions of the bats too. Some signs and stuff. Flowers. A lot of, like I said, it's very whimsical. I know they have another Halloween line that's more pastel, which I do not like at all because it looks like Easter. But this stuff I definitely I can get by it. I can see its use. It's not traditional Halloween, but it's very different. These are the types of things that I'd always want to get. They're always sold out before because I'd get them on sale because I'd use them for Valentine's Day because these work for a spooky Valentine's Day. The very pink type stuff. And that's what a lot of this is. There's like looks like a love potion and some skeletons with roses, some kissing skeletons. This stuff is pretty cool. And Bride of Frankenstein portrait. That's cool. Welcome Foolish Mortals. Now these look like love potions. They're not. They say venom and stuff, but they look like love potions. There we go. Speaking of love potions, this stuff is pretty awesome. If they have some of it on sale after Halloween, I definitely want to get it for Valentine's Day. And the Bride of Frankenstein bust is quite possibly one of the coolest things that they have in this line. A lot of cool things. And then there's just a portrait frame and that skeleton x-ray. Here's a bunch of the string lights. I think I showed these before. These are like novelty lights. A lot of small ones. The snakes are cool. Candy corn. All this different stuff. A bunch of small novelty lights and things. Really cool. And there's also some blow molds here. I've showed all this in other videos, so I'm just going to go over it quickly. There you go. There's also a Halloween tree and Halloween ornaments, which are really awesome. This is like some of the smaller things that you can use. It's more of like just craft stuff and some like craft houses that you can paint. Over here is the Limax Spooky Town, which no longer has a display. I'd assume because a lot of it sold out. So we just have the pieces in the boxes. I made a video looking at the display earlier though, when they first got it back in July. So you can check that out if you want to see it, but it's just a bunch of what's left now. Which the Spooky Town, I'm pretty sure, yes, it is now on sale for 25% off. So for what is left, you can get it 25% off, but there's not a whole lot left. Here's some yard things, as well as some animatronics, which I'm going to get into. There's smaller animatronics, but there's the tree, and here's some doorbells.
Happy Halloween! Feel free to make yourself at home.
I like him. I like that owl. Wow, that is so funny. That's pretty cool too. These are all 25, by the way. And then there's some other things in the boxes here, as you can see. And whoa, they're on display. Here we go. So there's a crystal ball. This witch head is actually pretty cool looking.
Are you searching for answers? The truth can be found here. The dark days of misfortune and bad luck.
So these are all in boxes down here to purchase. Here's a potion bottle. It has the cool swirling effect in there, which you can't really see it on camera, but it swirls. Then a skeleton cat. And here's some tombstones. And over here, there's a clock. There's a lot of animated stuff they have this year. Some ravens on a skull.
We are just resting here. Yes, just resting.
And then this portrait turned on. Oh, cool. It changes when you walk past it. That's pretty neat. And there's a tree, and there's a tree on display. I don't know if that's the same one. I don't think it is. Okay, so that's that one. So that is everything at Michael's for Halloween 2023. I'm probably not going to make another store tour video of it. I might include it in a hunting video if they get more, but not a full other store tour. This was the only full store tour I wanted to do. If you wanted to see the Limax or some of the other decor in more detail, I covered them in other videos, but until then, remember that here lies Halloween.